Hi, I'm Chuck Minsloff, and I tried to think of if there was one thing that I could pass on and try to explain to horse owners. Okay, come on. Excuse me a second. Okay, you had to come and say hello, huh? Hold on just a second. Okay, hold on. Want to say hello to the folks? Oh, yeah. You wanna explain to them that you and your dad had a pretty bad confrontation yesterday? Thanks for the kiss. Huh? You got in a pretty bad fight, didn't you? Huh? Happy both of you came out okay. Yep. Okay. Well, where's my kids? Good boy. Okay, you go back to your hay. uh, Happy interruption. Okay. For 6,000 years, we've been working with an animal that has remained virtually unchanged in all that time. But our internet lists and our forums and our horse magazines are constantly filled with bad horse problems, behavior issues, bucking, kicking, biting, barging. Now, one of two things. Either horses are very unpredictable, cantankerous creatures, or what we've been doing for 6,000 years is actually causing those problems. A very wise man once said, "We cannot solve the problems we have created with the same thinking that created them." And I think that's the most important thing, is coming to the realization that what we've been doing all along isn't working. We're the ones that control what to eat, when they eat, where they live, who they live with. We control everything about their lives, but for some reason, when they don't react exactly the way that we want them to, we blame them. And that's not the case at all. We've got to realize that we've got to change things, because as far as the horse is concerned, if we trap them and we force them to do something, nothing's changed. That's the same thing they were doing 6,000 years ago. It doesn't make any difference how we dress it up with words and phrases of bonding and companionship and pseudoscience and all these other things. We've got to look at it from the horse's viewpoint. Once we come to the realization that what we've been doing has been causing the problem, because a horse can only be a horse. He can only react to his environment, and he can only react to us and our wishes and our desires within his realm and sphere of learning and understanding. So that's the thought I'd like to leave you with. 40, 50 years ago, in John Young's book, Schooling for Young Riders, in the last chapter, he implored all young horse owners that were just coming into the horse world, to ask why and why not, to challenge the status quo, to always try and make things better and easier. And that's what friendship training does. Almost 30 years ago, I made a commitment to try and be the best caretaker possible for my horses. And it took me a lot of places into a lot of different fields that normally horse owners wouldn't think of going, as far as learning theory and nutrition and hooves and etiology and scientific reports and studies. So that's the thought I'd like to leave with you. Ask why you're doing something, how your horse perceives what you're doing, and most importantly, what type of relationship those actions are going to establish. I've been on a commitment to develop the easiest, safest, gentlest, kindest method of training a horse to do anything. I guess that's my thought. Ask why. And if the answer is, well, that's the way it's always done, keep asking. You get a right answer. This business about gurus, and I'm a guru. I'm the last person in the world that would want that spotlight. We have a study curriculum that those who join our FT family have to go through before they ever interact with their horse in any way or use any of the interactives. It's filled with some of the world's most renowned ethologists and equine research scientists. There's not one document in there, not one article from me. Yes, I developed the interactives through almost 30 years of research and study and development. And I'll take credit for that. A lot of hours, thousands. But check out our study curriculum. You won't find one thing in there from me. The older you get, the more you come to the realization that the older you get, the harder you fall, and the longer it takes to heal. Are you coming back again? No? Okay. I don't ride a full-blooded stallion sitting backwards with no tack because I'm reckless or careless or a daredevil. Just the opposite. I'm pretty conservative. And more so since I hit 72. But the point is, I would never think of getting on any of our horses' backs, sitting backwards, tackless, in an open pasture, and ask them to do things, unless I was absolutely convinced that they are as concerned about my well-being and safety as I am theirs. Just something to think about. Thanks for your time. I hope, uh-oh, bad bug. Hold still, hold still. Hold still, let me get it. Got it. Good. Really got it. Good boy, Buster. Thank you for holding still. Sorry for the interruption, but this little guy was gonna fight Buster. One of the things we teach them is hold still. And he did just that. He froze and let this guy start to bite him so I could kill him. Anyway, well, you coming back? Again? Well, you want to say goodbye to the folks? Well, come on. Come. I don't think you're in the camera, are you? Yeah, I got him for you. Okay. Thank you. Oh, that's our FT Kiss. I made a video about that, our hugs and kisses too. Thank you. I think we better let go now, huh? What do you think? Hi, I'm Chuck Mintzloff, and this is Abel Rebel, aka Abel. What we're trying to show you is that friendship training is backwards from any other type of training. We don't use whips, we don't use ropes, we don't use gadgets, we don't use sticks, we don't trap them in a round pen or a picadero. Anyway, we'll try and explain more in our next clip with his son, Combustion, our resident stallion. Right? Oh. That was pretty good. Oh, yeah. Back up. Turn Paul. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. This is our resident stallion, Combustion. Yes, we'll go in a minute. Okay, we'll go in a minute. I hope we tried to explain some of the difference between friendship training and all the rest. That's it. Oh. Well, I don't think so. Not without a kiss. You had a kiss for Grandpa? Okay, good boy. Yummy good. See, with friendship training, there is no alpha. There is no leader. He's not a leader. Are you a leader? You're a kisser. I'm not a leader. We are a leader. Oh, you're much of a Give me a hug. Mwah. And a kiss. Good boy. Thank you, Buster.